Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Reaper Golf Videos, aka the Century Countess. This is Reaper here, and we're doing a special video today. As you guys know, if you saw on the community page, I did a makeup video, and for some reason it just disappeared. I don't know what happened to it. I did not put it in the trash, so I'm hoping you guys get to see this video. If it's on my channel, then it was a success. If for some reason it, up and vanished, something's going on with my Chromebook, and I will not be happy with it if that is the case. But if you see this video, that means everything's fine. And for some reason the makeup video just did not want to film for some reason. I don't know, but I do recall I filmed it. It looked like it was filming. The video was there, and then when I finally decided to publish it, it was no longer there. So it's gone. Sadly, it's gone. So we'll never know. So we'll never be able to post that video of how I did my makeup on World Golf Day. So, and I also strongly recommend going to my community page, because there is an update about the housing, about the future housing, and it's not good news, but fingers crossed everything goes well, because Chunky and I are going to fix it. But today we're not going to talk about that, because it's, we're not going to talk about craziness. Today is a special video. This was recommended by Star Raven Gothic Eternity, and also her husband Nylus is curious, because and it involves a teasing comb. I just got a new teasing comb but before I show it, this is the comb that it is discolored. I apologize. It's discolored. But it is a really nice comb. It's helped me tease my hair into my awesome Death Hawk multiple times. And but I wanted something better, because I've noticed that whenever I tease, sometimes the teasing is not strong enough. So I thought, let me see if even when I compact it. So I thought, I went to the Dollar Tree, a new Dollar Tree that, oh my god, that actually stocks, because the Dollar Tree that I normally go to does not stock. It takes forever for items to be stocked. And obviously other people are waiting, so once it's stocked, it goes empty, and they're very slow at restocking, which is horrific. But we're not going to go into that. Here's the teasing comb. I got it for $1.25 US dollars at the Dollar Tree. I was shocked that they actually had something like this. And I am looking forward to trying it out. So I just took my hair tie out. So let's just brush the hair. It also has product in it, so it's going to help. Now that it has it has a little bit of hairspray product in it. The texture is going to be easy to play with, because when it's soft texture, it's not easy to manipulate the hair. So we're going to literally do as you can see, I'm just trying to center, comb everything in the right area. But both Nylus and Star Raven were curious about this, because Star Raven told me that Nylus has been looking for a comb to help with his hair. And again, this is what it looks like. Let me show the other side. It's like bristles with bristles inside. There is a bit of a glitch right here. And I always like to buy two of these, and since these were $1.25, I have two. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start at the crown, and we're going to take our time on it, because sometimes I think another reason why my hair does not stay in its normal shape is because we are short on time. We are slow getting ready, and then when we get close to time, we think we have time, but unfortunately we do not. So let's see, let's just yeah, let's try to pack that. Right, as you can see, it is pretty much packing. Alright. And then, yeah, we just want to try to get as much of the hair as we can packed. And we start off with the unicorn horn, of course. There. Now, we've got the beginnings of our armature, so let's take another chunk, because normally when I do my hair I take thick chunks, so we're going to start out small. We're actually trying something new as well. And I'm using my regular comb just to comb out the loose ends. Right, here we go. We're doing it again. And this video might be lengthy because this is, you know, an in-depth tutorial. I want everybody who's kind of curious about a teasing comb, who want to use a teasing comb. Okay, and then what we're doing is we're fusing the two pieces together. Alright, now, that's normally how I like to do it, is I like to fuse the pieces. And let's try to get as much of it as we can up top. Because that's the one thing that we don't do, is get enough up top, and that's why it flattens out quickly. Alright. Alright, this is I literally look like a unicorn. How? I look like a human corn. Yeah, a human corn. There we go. A human corn. Perfect. So now I need to use my mirror for this, my close-up mirror, because the camera is not going to do much for me. Let's see. We want to make sure. Oh shit. One moment, you guys. I got to find that other comb. It's not a Reaper video unless things go wrong. There's a blooper here and there. Alright. So the next thing we want to do is just, and I'm trying not to remember, I'm trying to remember that we're just using this to set the hair, not tease the hair, this comb. Alright, here's the teasing comb, and then we're kind of going to tilt it forward. Because lately we've been forgetting to tilt it forward a bit. And then so we end up having this like pull back mohawk, death hawk fade instead of an actual death hawk. Right, now we're going to take another section and do the same. And like I said, we're going to try to compact it. Because this section right here that you see, a little bit of the front, you know, is going to be visible, but the rest of the hair is going to be basically guided to it. Now, if I was doing my tower hair, I'd really go to town on this, but I'm going to wait. I have done my tower hairstyle a couple of months ago. But I want to wait a little bit longer before I actually start doing that fully more often. Alright, and then what we want to do is we want to kind of... Alright, we got a little bit of product. Let's just add a little teasing. Like I said, we're just fusing the ends as best as possible. Alright, now that is not going anywhere. It is one with the other. What did I just drop? Like I said, if I'm not dropping anything, something's wrong. Alright, now we're just going to kind of pull at it. Alright. As you can see, this is standing up perfectly. The other pieces need a little bit more teasing, so more teasing. And again, we're tilting it. And then we're going to kind of fuse it. got it. All right, we got a little bit of loose hair. There's a little bit of this left. It's all right, and then we just want to quit using that because if I brush it like a regular comb, it's going to fuck up. All right. Now we're going to take our hand and we're just going to try to get as much of the product in as much as we can. And then we're just going to kind of shape it. Alright, now we're going to wait for that to dry a little bit, and then we'll get started on the next, and then we'll work on it some more. Alright, we are back, and of course my notifications want to start going off now, if you guys heard it. So what we're going to do is now, oh Lord, they want to start like crazy. I wanted to start working on the front, but I decided let's continue on the back. So I'm going to try to film this. I have never done this before. Filming the back. Oh God, here I go using the comb again as a... So what we want to do is we want to try to find that line, and we're going to tilt it slightly. So I don't know if you see this. I apologize if you don't get a good visual, because like I said, I cannot see what I'm doing, but I kind of side glance, I can kind of see something. Looks like you guys might be able to see something. Alright, and then we're trying to feel, and of course notifications, lovely notifications. Like I said, we're trying to compact it as much as we can. Okay, now, and we're like slowly tilting it. We're slowly tilting it into a hawk. Alright, now we just need to, alright, there's where it stops. Let's find another pinch of hair. And here's where I cannot say if it's fully centered or not. I would have my notifications off, but there is a delivery coming. And there's a specific tune that I have for delivery. So I'm just waiting for that. Alright. So, yeah, let me see. I like to do this to kind of get an idea if it's all fanning. If it's turning, it's like a fan. Alright. And I apologize that I don't add music to this video. I want to make sure you can hear me as best as possible. And yes, this is a workout. This is a workout, but I do it every day, and it always turns out great. Like I said, I always like to kind of feel it going. Make sure it all matches up. Alright. Just parting the hair. We are near the last bit, so we don't need to do too much teasing on this. Alright. just, like I said, not too much teasing on the bottom because you want a little bit of length and have a little bit of a tail with your hawk. Alright, so we are, as always, we're going to hold our palm up as a barrier so we can get all that good hairspray goo in there. And then we're just using the backs of our hands to kind of smear it up. Okay. Like lotion. Yes, that was a workout. But we got basically the barrier. Well, not the barrier. The armature of our Dev Hawk. Now you just want to, brush the hair because sometimes there's going to be pigments that might have stuck into the hawk, the bit of hawk that you styled. So you want to kind of pull that out. Or there might be residue, so you want to kind of brush it a bit. And it's not easy, especially when you had layers of residue. Alright. Alright, now that we... Oh, shoot. Okay. Then let's feel the area. Alright. Sometimes you might damage. Hold on, I need to see. Let's see. Sometimes you might damage the section, so you want to feel for any gaps, and there is a gap. So what you want to do is try to fix the gap as best as possible. Doesn't have to be too good. Let's see. Because you okay. Alright, so we do have gaps. But that's okay. That's okay. We still got a lot of hair we're going to be laying on. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to feel the area of the gap. And then, like I said, we want to bring the closest hair to it. And we want to kind of feel that section. And then we're going to tease. As you can see, one part of the cap is gone. Alright. And then you're just going to bring more sections, and then you just kind of want to take little strands at a time. Not too thick strands. I normally take thick strands, and that's how my hair ends up fucked up at the end of the day. You want to work your hair, and then again repeat. Find the gap, find the hair. You want to just work as best as possible. Oh, this is going to be a very lengthy video, so I apologize. You don't want to take a big massive chunk like this, because you have the top part of your scalp and then the edge of your scalp. You want to just take little sections. You want to make sure it's all even. And then there's always going to be one that's tilted, so pack it more. Yes. Okay. For better viewing, we're going to do the front. So, like I said, you want to try to separate the top from the curve, from the edge of your top of your head. Alright, there we go. As you can see, there is, and then spray, of course. Now you're starting to get to the edge of the top of your head. but we're still at the top, so this is the last section of the front of the top. Right. As you can see, it's a glue. The teasing's pretty good, and then like what I like to do is lightly brush it. Not fully brush out the teasing, but just kind of like a smoothing technique. Alright. Now, we're on the edge. So what we want to do is we want to kind of fan out how we want the hair. Obviously, there's more teasing that needs to be done. So, alright, and then there we go. Oh, yes, this is a workout, and I'm sweating. This is why I normally do my hair before my makeup. Alright. More. Brush. Then what you want to do is you want to kind of, with the help of a mirror, of course, blend the armature and the hair and the new tease layer in, so you don't see the layering. Just smooth it with a smoother brush. This is okay, but I recommend something more smoother if you want more of a smooth effect. If you want something more frizzy, this is perfect. But if you have curly hair, that's even better. If you don't have curly hair, crimp it. Alright, let's see. Let's take a look at the side. See. Oh yeah, there's a lot of section there. Alright. Let's separate and bit at the bottom. And alright. Let's take a look. Alright. Alright. Nice, nice, nice. Always spray. Think of your hair as you're doing this like a lasagna. You gotta layer it. You gotta layer it and make sure the layers are perfect. $20 in. You guys are literally seeing how long it takes to do my hair. Oh no, I take it back. Not 20 minutes in. 24 minutes and 16 seconds in. Look. Feel sections. And then it feels a little fluffy. We don't want fluffy. So, wrong comb. Use your regular fine bristle comb or a brush to kind of, like I said, blend in the armature. And we have one side done. One side done, you guys. And again, we're going to, now that you've seen the back, I'm just going to go ahead and do the other side how I'd normally do it. well, not how I normally do it. I'm just going to do it. You're already seeing one side done, so we're just going to go ahead and compact it. Now, I'm not going anywhere, so, but still, I'm going to be doing a video later, so I want to make sure this looks good. I want to make sure this definitely looks good. And I like to tilt my, for some reason, I like to tilt my head when I do this side. And then, like I said, brush. No, not the loose ends. Now, the reason why you want to make sure the teasing is compact is because over time, depending on the weather, and, you know, be it hot, be it windy, if there's any weak strands, like unteased, smoothed, still smooth, no teased outer barrier, it's going to collapse. Your hair is going to collapse, and it will be a disaster. And like I said, light smoothing with a bristle brush like this. One sec, that is a big notification. Let me check. Now, as you can see, the volume, it's starting to come out. You can see the volume. Look how much volume this is. After doing the other side, you can actually see a lot of the volume. And it's all just from teasing. Of course, we got a loose strand here. Let's take care of him. He's also got some product, so we got to deal with him quickly, because Got to Be Glue is not for sculpting. It's not sculpting hairspray. It's got that freeze effect to it, so it literally feels like dried glue in your hair within seconds. So if there's a loose strand, take care of it quickly. If you want a good I do recommend firming hairspray. Firming hairspray is a different than freeze hairspray. Freeze hairspray is basically Got to Be Glue. Firming hairspray is really good. It doesn't, you know, it's not going to hold your hair. I will admit, it's not going to hold your hair. Even if it says the firmest hold, it's not. It's not. I've already tried it as an alternative for a cheap version of Got to Be Glue, and it's not. You need the freeze for the permanent, but it makes great to sculpt the hair. It makes great to give the hair that grit. I hate to refer to it as a gritty texture, but you don't want that silk. You do not want that silk, soft texture of hair. You want it kind of thick. You want it to have like a thick kind of texture, like you put dust in it or something. So firming hairspray is firm hold hairspray is probably best because it's the most powerful, and it will turn your hair into more of a dry kind of husk texture. Like, let's say if you just washed your hair the other day, so you got silky, smooth, soft hair, no product in it at all. You need product to actually do something like this. Because there's times where I have done my hair when it's in that clean state. You need the firm hold spray to kind of give it texture, to kind of restore the dry, like if the dry, non-oily feeling hair, soft texture hair. You want your hair to feel like it's dry and in need of moisture. Horrible description, yes, I will admit. And like I said, go over it before it fully dries. While the hair, if you don't have it, go over it before it fully dries. And you can literally see, oh my god, you can literally see the difference. As you guys have known, sometimes my hawks can be thin, sometimes they are thick. And the reason why that happens is because of the texture of my hair. Alright. And then we're just kind of, like I said, we're just... And there is some flakes falling, unfortunately, but you know, that's what happens. Alright. We're just, like I said, we're still shaping. And this is why you want to deal with it when it's still wet if you only have got to be glue, because there will be flaking and it will be harder to sculpt, and then you may have to fix and repair as you reshape. But once you get the shape that you like, it works. It works. And then, like I said, lots of layers. Lots of layers. Alright. Then, like, filler. Oh. And we misplaced our teasing brush. 1 sec. Didn't take too long to find. Tease it out. And it's already getting tacky, so... Yes, so that tease will probably stay in. Alright, and then brush it to smooth for the smooth effect. Alright, now let me show you what it looks like. Hold on, I'm doing... Alright, let me do a mirror so I know I'm doing it right. Alright, turn this way. Kinda... And then you want to... I know this is not the best angle, but here it is. As you can see, as best as possible. So I apologize if the angle isn't as good. From my view from the second mirror, it wasn't a very good full profile view, but you did get to see the full side and back side view of it as humanly possible. But it could have been better. I will be honest, I wish I could have made it better. But here it is. Teasing comb. And yes, it is a little bit flanked, but I think what you can do is if you take, you can repair it. There is going to be some, but I think there is going to be some sacrificial bristles, unfortunately, but I think the reason why this happened is because I did accidentally use this as a regular brush comb. So try to remember that this is teasing only, not shaping, just teasing, not brushing through. So basically my new tools now are these 3 guys. This is now, it can still be teasing in case for some reason something happens with this. This could be a teasing substitute and a comb through. Good for smoothing and shaping. Teasing only. I hope this video was helpful. I apologize that it's a little, like I said, this is raw footage, so it is lengthy, but I wanted to show a very deep, in-depth video of how I do my hair. I hope it helps people. I hope it inspires people to get one of these, because this is really good. This is really good. Look at this volume. Look at this volume, and I will admit, my hair is thin. I was born with a cowlick, and cowlicks are not fun because they're a section of your hair that's thin, and you're literally born with it, because I've had it since I was a kid. But I really like how my hair turned out. Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, hit that bell for more, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.